I can say big loud things.
Alright, it's Bucky O'Hare. Crush up those bennies into a fine powder and let's rock and roll. Did you see in the opening text crawl that this was made by Gentile Entertainment? Only Gentiles worked on this game, apparently. Sorry, Jews, no Bucky O'Hare for you. And not only that, we got cutscenes in an NES game. What a time to be alive. That was not a good impression. So, yeah, I think this series was a comic book or a cartoon of some variety back in the day. I know there was a Robot Chicken skit about it, with, Seth Green being the purveyor of things that were cultural staples in 1992. Do the Zoomies even find Robot Chicken funny? Does anyone born after the year 2000 appreciate jokes about sewer sharks and SWAT cats? Hey look, it's Sonic Colors, ha 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 ha. We'll start off with the green planet. Doesn't look very green to me. Top 10 lies in the liberal media. So, relative to other NES games, this one's pretty advanced, huh? Always fun to look at the comparison between old NES games and later NES games. I guess they're all old in a sense, but the less ones. And the point of what I'm trying to say is the developers really managed to squeeze a lot of juice out of the old thing. It's like when you're taking your dog for a walk and you squeeze its stomach to make it poop faster. That's what they did with the NES. Yes, indeed. Those turrets at the bottom look rather Contra-esque, don't they? Here's a gaming fact. Hold on to your seats. Contra 2 was renamed Super C because they didn't want to have the word Contra in the title because of the Iran-Contra scandal that was going on in real life. Yeah, how about that? Ronald Reagan ruins another thing. First, Reaganomics causes the collapse of all those historic neighborhoods, and then they have to rename an NES game too. The horror won't end. So, yeah, big trees and 2D platformers are certainly a common trope, aren't they? I think Donkey Kong Country 3 had a very similar level to this later on. We're all just living off of borrowed ideas, I guess. So, did you guys watch the Grammys last night? I watch my Grammy every night. I stare directly at her while she's sleeping. She's asked me on multiple occasions to stop doing that, but hey, who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? Who the fuck are you? I walked Bob Dylan up on stage. Who the fuck are you? I don't know. It sounded a lot funnier in my head. Here we got a log jam ride like at Disney World. Hold on to your hats. This is some exciting stuff we got going here. And it was right there that I discovered you can do a super jump by holding down the power button. That was objectively the worst place to make such a realization. Gosh, being a Let's Player is so hard, all the mistakes you make. I'd venture to say I'm one of the only real Let's Players and not just some 300-pound autistic goofy with a bad mic who makes 9-hour-long unedited VODs. That ain't me. I'm saying good and interesting things. I make jokes about Willie Nelson and Telly Savalas. This is what the kids want to hear. I've got my finger on the pulse of what the Zoomies are into. Zoomies love Telly Savalas. Let's make sure we get that one up. So, yeah, timing-wise, this game was kind of weird because the SNES was already a thing when it came out. As AVGN would say, what were they thinking? That's gonna be the one quote that he's known for. Reminds me of that one and only time I got to meet somebody famous on a video call, and he was saying that 70 years from now, when AVGN's really old and confused, he's gonna say, "What was I thinking?" Good stuff. Oh, we got fall physics. Oh my goodness. It's like that movie where Burt Reynolds falls off of the waterfall. You know they didn't use a dummy for that. Burt Reynolds actually insisted that he fly over the falls, and he landed himself in the hospital because of that stunt. So these frog spaceships look kinda cool, huh? Whenever I see frogs, well, not whenever I see frogs, but occasionally when I see frogs, it reminds me of when I was in middle school. We took a field trip to a nursing home, of all places, and it just so happened to be leap day, so all the activities at the nursing home had a frog theme to them, and it pissed me the hell off. Okay, let's get those nasty frogs out of here. So with this guy, that boulder it has a very big hitbox on it, so you want to stand right in front of the guy. I'd argue that sprite of that boulder is exactly as big as an NES sprite can be. Anything bigger than that probably wouldn't have been possible. Kinda reminds me of a punchline from that scene from the Batman the Animated Series where the villains were all sitting around the table comparing the worst things they had ever done to Batman. And the one villain says, "I threw a rock at him." And they all just kinda look at him funny, and it was a big rock. Batman the Animated Series is a good old show. Yeah, we got him. Those Konami explosions.
Oh, it's those Konami explosions. Wow, 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 wow